man brought. Okay, this is the hypocrisy that's going to get caught live right now.
As it was revealed.
No.
So how do you know that
I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you. Because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are a biography.
How do you know that it wasn't a biography? How do you?
It is a biography. It is a biography. It is a biography.
How do you know that the Injil was not a biography?
Okay, very simple, very simple.
Wait, there's no biography, is there?
Very simple,
a biography of events that happened later would not be what is revealed.
Say something, Hamza. Hamza, do you believe in what was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad?
I do believe in what was revealed.
Beautiful. Do we have biographies of the Prophet Muhammad?
We do.
Was this biography of the Prophet Muhammad given to the Prophet Muhammad?
No.
Does it contain some things perhaps the Prophet Muhammad may have said? Well, he did say, but
yes,
things that he may have
yeah,
said?
it does. Yeah, it does.
Good, beautiful, right? Would I be intelligent or would I be a boneheaded buffoon to claim, to think that maybe Muhammad, peace be upon him, was given this biography of Muhammad, peace be upon him?
It's ridiculous. I just don't get the logic.
Avery, you're embarrassing yourself. You're smiling. You're embarrassing yourself, right? For God's sake. So Avery, now I'm going to ask you a question. Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
I'm gonna respond to that.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
I'm gonna respond to that.
Answer the question. Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
Hey, Brandon.
Was the Gospel of John given? I'm pulling the same thing I do. Was the Gospel of John? Go play it. Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
He responded, but he didn't ask a question. He hasn't asked a question. Well, just answer this question, and then I'll give you time. Hey, Rumsey, don't interrupt.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
Right now. Rumsey, he deserves some redemption right now. Let's give him a little bit of that.
Like that.
But he does need it. He does.
You gotta put it like that. But you have an idea of what the Quran is. You have an idea of what the Quran is. You have an idea of the contents of the Quran, right? But what you don't have is you do not have this information about the gospel that Jesus was going around preaching. You do not have this information. You do not know who wrote it. You do not know the contents of it.
I was just repeating anything I said.
So, let me finish, please. No, I'm not. So you know the contents of the Quran. You have an idea of it. You have an idea of the contents.
I didn't
of the
mention
Quran,
the Quran.
and you actually know that the Quran is not a biography of Muhammad. You know that. But
I didn't mention the Quran.
Guess what? What you don't know, Ramsey, what you don't know is what the gospel is. You don't know the contents of it. So you don't know if it was a biography of Jesus and
we don't need
actually was the revelation.
So watch this. Brandon or Hamza, let me ask you, Hamza. If I go up to a non-Muslim who's never read the Quran before, and I give him this biography of the Prophet Muhammad, what would he automatically assume? That this biography about the Prophet Muhammad, he's never read the Quran. He's never touched the Quran. He's never read the Quran. Maybe he's never heard of the Quran. If I hand any Tom, Dick, and Harry who has an ounce of brain matter in their head a biography about the Prophet Muhammad, would they ever in their right mind say that this was a revelation given to the Prophet Muhammad? No one would ever say that. Even if you've never touched the Quran, even if you've never read the Quran, which I know you haven't, Avery, even if someone has never touched the Quran, never read the Quran, never even heard about the Quran, no human being in their sane mind, you are a Trinitarian though, so it makes sense, but no human being in their sane mind would ever pick up a biography of an individual and say that this was something given to the individual. It talks about this person's life in the future. This happened. This thing happened. That happened. They died at this time. They died at that time. They died at that time. This thing happened to them. You would never in your right mind, I don't know what you've been sipping on, I don't know what you've been cooking, you poisoned yourself, whatever you've been cooking. Anyone with an ounce of brain matter would never assume a biography of an individual was a revelation given to the individual. You would never assume that. So now, Avery, I'm going to ask you a question, which you avoided now. Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
I'm about to respond to you now. Watch this.
No, answer the question. No, Brandon, he's avoided this question. Answer the question. Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
No,
you
stop.
don't like answering questions. You're afraid of my questions.
You just embarrassed me. You're afraid of me.
I've humbled you. You're my son. I've humbled you.
I bet.
Christians, this is the guy you guys want me to debate. The Gospel of John given to Jesus.
I'm about to respond to you now. Watch this.
Answer the question. No, Brandon, he's avoided this question. Answer the question. Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
No, stop now.
You don't like answering questions. You're afraid of my questions.
You just embarrassed. No, you're afraid of me. You're afraid of me.
I've humbled you.
Yeah,
You're my son.
I bet.
Christians, this is the guy you guys want me to debate. This is the guy you guys want me to debate.
Now. I'm about to
Brandon, make him answer my question.
Don't be afraid of what I got to say.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
Don't be afraid of what I got to say.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
All right, Avery, will you respond to his question if you respond?
I'm going to respond. Yeah, I'm going to respond.
What? Answer my question.
I know.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
I'm going to respond to everything.
Christian, this is the guy you want me to debate? This is the guy you guys are begging me to debate?
Respond to my questions.
He's going to run from it. He's going to jump. He's caught on tape.
as well because he didn't respond to it.
I'm not, for God's sake, just answer the question.
Oh, here it is.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
Can I respond? Because he's, he's a little hyper like usual.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus? I'm waiting.
I'll wait.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Yeah, your eyes are a little red.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus? I'll wait. I'll wait.
All right. So can I respond respectfully?
Was the Gospel?
Muslim Catholic?
Yes or no? Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus? Yes or no?
He's going to interrupt this entire time.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus? Yes or no?
I didn't interrupt him when
I'm going to give him 30 seconds to answer. He's not going to answer.
You don't do anything. All right, Peter. All right, so I can talk now. So, all right. So what he did was, again, guys, he made another false equivalence. He said, if I show anybody,
he's not answering the question.
Biography of Muhammad,
he's not answering the question.
He will answer in his response. Let us see if he answers it. If he doesn't, then he won't answer it.
Oh, yeah. Just let it go. So he said, if I show anybody this biography of Muhammad, will they believe that this is a revelation given to Muhammad? Will they believe that this is the same thing? Hold on a second. Rumsey, if anybody went and showed them the biography that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote, would they believe? What would they say it is? Now, I'm not asking you. This is a rhetorical question. I'm not asking you to answer this. If anybody went around with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and Christians in the audience, answer this for me. Christians in the audience, answer. If anyone went around with with Jesus's biography that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote,
he's on stage.
What would they say it is? All of them would say this is the revelation of God, the inspired word of God, the gospel of Jesus Christ. So we know what the gospel is. Everyone has an idea of the contents of the gospel and what the biographies that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote is the actual gospel of Jesus. But you guys don't have an idea of this. You don't know who wrote it. You know,
you've already Avery.
Just so
you're
telling us
I said he wasn't gonna answer. Guys, everyone, guys.
You didn't stop.
Guys, everyone, guys.
You didn't stop. Rumsey.
What was my question, guys? What was my question, brothers? All the people in the audience.
Rumsey, be quiet.
All
fair,
the people.
man.
You had your chance to speak.
Avery, were you not finished?
Hold on.
Rumsey, hold on. Avery, were you not finished?
I wasn't finished. I wasn't close.
I wasn't finished a long time ago. Okay, hurry up. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna take my sweet time, man. I can't overcook you. I gotta take my time, man. I gotta feed you all. So if you were to hand anyone the so-called biographies that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote, everybody's gonna say that's the gospel. That's the gospel. Everyone in history said that's the gospel.
That's the majority.
That's the gospel.
Bandwagon fallacy.
But wait. Oh, but you just did this, Rumsey. He just said I'm quit. I'm Rumsey, you're an absolute joke. I just did exactly what he did, and he said that that's a fallacy. Bro, this is what you just committed. So I'm showing you how dumb your argument is. So if you're saying that my argument is dumb right now, then hey, look, here you go, man. Take it. Take the chef hat, man. It's for you since you just cooked your.
Remind me what Ramsey's argument was. Remind me what Ramsey's argument was.
No, I have to ask him a question.
So his argument is no one would say that the revelation given to a person is an actual biography of the person itself. That's what he's saying. My question to you guys was, how do you know that? How do you know that Allah didn't reveal to Jesus a biography of Jesus? You don't know that. That's number. Just saying it's ridiculous or that it doesn't make any sense.
And you just said something about every.
Guys,
he didn't answer my question. Let him answer my question. He didn't answer.
Let me finish.